You're watching 5 News Now, Boston. This is Politics Now.
Hello and welcome to 5 News Now. I'm Elliot Lipton, and joining me now is political correspondent and analyst for News Now and 5 News Now. Of course, he's a born Bostonian, and he's been covering Boston politics here in Massachusetts and the Commonwealth for quite some time. And what is really shaking the political world right now is Scott Brown's win here in Massachusetts for the United States Senate. Now, Matt, how is this affecting the nation?
Well, of course it's not just affecting Massachusetts. The real focus of the whole nation in politics has been this election for a while. And Scott Brown's win is really quite a disappointment to, I think, a lot of people that were depending on Martha Coakley to kind of bring through, her campaign and do well here. And, Scott Brown, of course, being elected, Ted Kennedy's whole universal health care dream is kind of, I think, being downsized now. And, of course, being the 41st Republican in seat now, he's always voted right, and he's going to do this during the health care campaign, too, as well.
Now, you say he's always voted right, but during his campaign, he said he was an independent thinker, which really got him all of the votes. So why are you saying that he's voting right when he says he's an independent thinker?
Well, he's always voted right. He's
voted right on what?
He's voted right in everything. He's voted right
the state
in healthcare.
Senate.
He's voted right
and when
in
he was in the Massachusetts State Senate, correct?
Of course. And he's doing this. He's said he's an independent in his campaign, obviously just to appeal to people and to get the votes. He's never voted. He's never had an independent mind in the past, and he's gonna vote right on these issues. And you can't expect him to lean left. I think a lot of voters who voted for him are expecting that he'll do so.
Yeah. Now that leads me to my next question. Now he appealed to the voters. Now he could have been a demagogue of sorts, where he was appealing only to the citizens to obtain power. At this point. Now, with his campaign, with getting the truck, saying he had a truck with hundreds of thousands of miles on it, do you think that got him the vote?
I really think he did. People wanted change, and they thought that Scott Brown would bring them that change. And Martha Coakley, coming in, had the advantage here. People were expecting her to win, and Scott Brown just worked his way up and really had a better campaign. As far as appealing to the people, and that's what got him the votes. People didn't look at his past. People just wanted to believe that he would change it for them.
Yeah, a lot of people who are frustrated because of the economy right now, they're not seeing much change at this moment in time, but the Obama administration is doing as much as they can as long as we know. Anyways, that leads me to our next question once again. For campaigns, Martha Coakley, how was her campaign run? What went wrong? Was she a good candidate at first? And what was the deal with her campaign?
Well, she was always a good candidate. She's still, all the way through, she was the good candidate. I think she was the appropriate choice. But the way that she constructed her campaign really could have worked out better. She constructed it around the fact that she is, of course, leans to the left, which is what I think the people want. But they wanted to believe that they had an independent who would really see all the issues fairly. And he really doesn't. If you look at his records and everything, it's always right on everything.
All right, and for voting, when she ran her campaign, she was really focusing on our major cities. Boston, Worcester, Springfield, the top 3 cities in the state, most populated. Now, she got the vote in those cities, but there was not as much of a voter turnout, which could have gotten her the win. Most of the people coming out in the suburbs, where there was upwards of 70%, even 75% in some places, bigger than the presidential election of 2008, which got Scott Brown's winning. Why, if the cities voted more here in Boston, hundreds of thousands of people live here. If they voted more, could have Martha Coakley won?
Oh, absolutely. I think she would have won if more of a city turnout, in Boston especially. She appealed to many people in those major cities, but there weren't as many voter turnouts, which I think a lot of people were unsure. They didn't know if they wanted an independent or so-called independent, or they wanted a Martha Coakley, who of course, leans to the left. She's a Democrat. And
she should have gotten the suburbs as well.
Oh, she should have attacked this. That was part of her a little bit of a faulty campaign. Scott Brown went after the suburbs. They know that they would go out and vote for him. And instead she went after a bigger audience and didn't seem to capture all of them, and that was a little bit of her campaign problem, and that was kind of her downfall.
definitely shaking the political world. And also, we'd like to remind you, we will have live coverage of the State of the Union with the News Now team, including myself, Ryan T. from Channel 6 News, and Coakley from News Now, all on Wednesday, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, at Channel6NewsOnline.com. We'll have live coverage of the State of the Union address with President Barack Obama, and we will also have live updates on everything, including the Haiti earthquake, all this political news going on. Go to twitter.com/5newsnow. I'm Elliot Lipton, and do take care.